Crap, we're alone in your basement.
What time is it?
No time. It's 12:11. We've been over this.
No, it's podcasting time. Hell, it's the correct
answer.
It's podcasting time.
You should have led with that.
Why?
You should have said it's podcasting time. And then I went, oh yes, it is. And you went, what time is it? Claire, I'm getting concerned. Claire.
What time is it?
It's 12:11 still, Claire.
No, it's not 12:11. It's podcasting time.
But right there on the screen it says 12:11.
Cool, yeah.
We're having this conversation. You are actively setting up some shenanigans.
That's the wrong.
I really hope everyone could hear. You absolutely goofing up over there.
I'm not goofing up anything.
All I heard over here, right? I saw you pull a cord up, followed by chairs clattering, followed then by that's the wrong cord.
Well, it was the wrong cord.
Yes, that's you goofing everything up.
Oh, I also didn't write a story.
Yeah, neither did I.
Okay, good. We can read just some from the website.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not write a story.
I did not fully write a story, which we should probably give some context on.
No.
No, we should just jump directly into it and just not address like what this episode is going to be.
I don't know. Hey, what was the story you were going to say earlier?
Oh, shit. Didn't you also have one you want to share?
I don't remember.
This is the tragedy of the podcast, is that we always are like, oh, for the pod, and we forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, man, no, we're going to reverse osmosis this, right? So we're watching the movie. No.
I don't remember. You just tell your story, and maybe I'll remember it.
So, I am a high schooler, unfortunately, and today for the AP Environmental Science class, we were going to do a project based on like different energies. Right, my group got nuclear energy. I'm a big nuclear energy head. Dedicated a whole project last year to it. Not the point, right? The point was there was this other group, right, including a friend of ours, the Hat Man, right, in which, according to the substitute teacher, came over to chat with us because, quote, he was bored, had nothing to do, and was very confused. In his own words, right, he walked by and was like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I was just told you guys are going to work.
Wait, Hat Man or?
The substitute teacher just came up to us and was like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I normally work with, like, people over at the other high school, right? So I don't know what's going on here, but well, what are you guys doing, right? And apparently the Hat Man had said, because like we have to debate like which energy source is the best, right? And apparently the Hat Man said, yeah, I want to debate that group, pointing directly towards me and the rest of my partners, right? And the teacher was like, yeah, I don't know, like why, like. You know, you guys like easy pickings here? Like, just I want to know about the social hierarchy. And it's like weirdly in-depth like questions he was asking about nuclear energy and like, because he was like, yeah, I just don't know. Like, I don't normally like.
I thought he was actually a nuclear physician. It was just testing you.
Testing me. Hey, I answered apparently with flying colors. All right, I was on my feet. I was ready. I've been studying nuclear energy for a while.
Since you were actually in diapers.
Yeah, shit.
Your first word was isotope.
I came out the womb holding a thing of uranium. All right. Doctors say me, my twin brother, and my mom should not be alive right now. We should all be melted, deformed goops from the radiation. But I was there.
Yeah.
So you remember your story at all?
No.
I'm sure it was really interesting.
I'm sure it was.
I'm sure it was.
I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to ask you, so I'm going to say something that we don't normally say. How have you been doing? Just what's been going on lately?
Oh.
Anything new? I've tricked you. I put you on the spot now.
I don't know. I mean, I started my second semester of college.
Is that going well?
I mean, I just had my... It was only 2 days this week because there was no school Monday because it was MLK Day.
Yeah.
And then there was a snow day on...
Because like -10 outside.
Yeah.
We live in the cold places.
Yeah, we live with the polar bears.
We live with the polar bears.
Yeah. So I actually... Oh, shit. Okay, I hope my brother left the sacrifice out.
Oh shit! If not, he's become the sacrifice.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes. If you don't put out a sacrifice for the polar bears, you know what's going to happen.
But I'm taking statistics again because I failed statistics for a semester because I mostly just because I didn't do any homework.
You're paying for this.
Exactly.
This is you know, if it's high school, it's like okay. sure, whatever, they're gonna shuffle you along the other way. This is coming out of your wallet.
This is coming, yeah, exactly.
This is
no.
You heard it now.
People were not happy with me when they heard I was taking stats again.
Well, that's just dandy.
But other things. I think Seth just shut the door because we were talking and he could probably hear us while he's playing League.
We have a League of Legends player above us who hopefully put out the sacrifice.
Yeah. So. Speaking of League of Legends, I recently learned today, so I'm currently watching My Hero Academia, and I learned that Shigaraki, the main antagonist of the show, and Spinner, his number 2, they met over League of Legends.
Well, canonically.
Yes.
League of Legends.
Yes.
That is bananas.
Also, according to the author of My Hero, Spinner learned how to drive by playing GTA.
So they just have all the video games in My Hero.
Yes. Huh? I mean, in My Hero, Deadpool reads My Hero, and vice versa.
I didn't know My Hero was so connected to other media properties.
Yeah.
That's honestly really fun.
But Spinner, the guy who learned how to drive, his quirk is that he's a lizard man.
Just a full lizard folk.
Yeah, he's just a guy a gecko hybrid.
And that's it?
Yeah, I mean, that's where a lot of his trauma comes from, though. The reason why he's a villain is because, he had 2 perfectly normal human parents in a very anti-quirk town.
Yeah. We all know, the trials and tribulations of being born weirdly. We just finished Creep Commandos several weeks ago, which is why there wasn't an episode.
Yeah.
Or no, it's because you guys didn't submit questions.
Yeah, it's definitely because y'all didn't submit questions. And definitely not because we just decided to not record and watch the last 3 episodes.
That was definitely not the reason, okay? We can't make this another Creature Commandos.
We can't make this another Creature Commandos episode. Because
we also, in the Christmas episode, did have a brief discussion about Creature Commandos.
We did, yeah.
It's just so good.
It is so good. Do you agree that, when we first watched the ending, it was a bit of a letdown, but watching it as a full movie, it works a lot better?
It works much better as a movie, still a bit... I still think the ending is a bit abrupt. Okay, you could have one more scene between, because it was falling action from when they stopped the thing from happening, right, and then the thing happens, right, which is that's the turnaround, the twist, right, but then it feels like we should maybe explore some of the ramifications of this, slightly, we should have one scene of Waller being oh my god, they were right.
Other than Economos just being Waller's a hard ass, but she does thank you.
Yeah, she could have been there.
Yeah,
she wasn't doing anything.
She's been bamboozled thrice during that show.
She got played so many times, which is weird
because she's one of the smartest people that we've seen. I'm not going because she doesn't even crack top 10 in the DC universe, but we've seen. Yeah. Easily
up there.
Which is funny because just in Superman alone, we're going to be meeting 2 of the top 3.
Yeah.
Because the top 3 smartest people in DC are Batman is number 1, then Lex Luthor, then Mr. Terrific.
Yep.
And Mr. Terrific and Lex Luthor are both going to be in the Superman movie.
Nice. Can't wait to see that.
Yes.
But she doesn't get played a lot in those movies.
Yeah.
Including by a chair in the second one.
Yeah.
Chair? What did they hit her with?
No, it was a chair. No, it was basically a lamppost. They took the lamp out of.
Yeah. Even if you're smart, it's pretty easy to get.
That tall lamp I had?
Yeah. What happened to that?
It's currently in Seth's room because not because Mom broke Seth's lamp.
Oh my god! How? What?
She decided that since Seth wasn't cleaning up his room, she was going to clean up Seth's room, and she just took one of his lamps and just accidentally bashed it into his bunk bed.
So your mom decided to clean the room of a League of Legends player and bent a lamp on a bunk bed because
Seth just wasn't doing it her way.
That's worse.
Because Seth did clean his room and just he had everything in a pile and how he uses it and stuff.
He had it organized, but it wasn't. I'm sorry. That's rough. So, for audience members, be on the lookout for your bent lamps. This one's mom is going to be out there, fucking baseball bat in hand, ready to just start
breaking your lamps.
Watch out, the lamp lady is out.
Honestly, no, I'll show you the lamp because the post isn't bent. It's the upper pole.
Are we going up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't even pause it. Just have him sit in silence.
And then they proceeded to go look at a lamp for several minutes on end. There are 8 minutes of dead air because me and my co-host Claire decided to go look at a lamp. Welcome everybody to the Cosmic Concierge.
Yeah, that certainly was a shattered dome on that lamp.
Yeah.
That was certainly a destroyed lamp. I really love how the audience...
How the audience got to see that lamp.
Yeah. I love how we really took them along on this journey.
Yes.
One of us could have easily brought the thing up.
Yeah, but we had to say...
Again.
Oh, crap. Finally left his coat.
Oh, shit.
Hey, dork, you left your coat here.
You left your coat here.
If you are currently missing a coat, you left it here, dumbass.
Yeah. This goes to everyone.
Oh god, I could see the spike on the thing where I went up to the mic. I'm gonna have to listen to this later. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the lamp smasher.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say?
I mean, just be on the lookout for it,
Yeah.
especially if you have a really happy family and suddenly that lamp looks really weird.
Oh god, if you see a really weird lamp, look away. It's no,
Yeah, immediately look away.
Don't acknowledge.
Don't even think about it.
Don't even think about that. What was like the full story? Is that like he was in a coma or just like sleeping for a long time?
He got jumped.
And then
And
was,
basically, he woke up being shaken by a cop. Just covered in blood.
Okay. See, I thought it was like someone just like fell asleep like for a good stretch of like 18 hours.
No, he just got jumped.
Okay, I might be thinking of like the different example of like where again, someone like for like 18 hours after a long road trip they slept in and then suddenly.
Yeah.
It's a different story, but it's a similar context.
Yes, but like the original lamp was he got jumped.
Yeah, which makes it slightly less believable here.
Yeah.
Because I got jumped. I lived for 3 years and then I woke up because I saw a lamp. And I woke up to a fucking
No,
pig.
he did not live for 3 years. He lived much longer than 3 years because he had a wife and kids.
Right, and it was again. I'm getting the two stories mixed up because like this is like we have the internet tall tale and then like the actual like more commonly reported more realistic one. Wasn't it great how we're like citing secondhand sources instead of we were talking about like secondhand creepypasta / like maybe this was a real thing? I don't know. Oh, speaking of creepypastas,
we have a real treat for y'all
have a
today.
fucking delectable treat. I'm so glad we didn't.
Do you have it on your phone? Okay, cool.
I have my phone. Let's see here. So, welcome to the Troll Pasta Wiki. Home of the bizarre, satirical, and comedic stories, as well as creepypasta fails. Would you like fries with that? Is what it says there. I did not say that weirdly. It's WULD, you like fries with that. So, shit. Start reading. What do we get? What are we in the mood for? We've recommended some classics, some creepypastas, some lost episodes.
I'm here for
Lost video games. Long pastas that could maybe
not long.
Maybe
pastas.
A separate episode where we read the longer ones. One sentence. Do you want to get us warmed up?
Yes, with one sentence horror.
Sentence.
You heard 2-sentence horror story, and if you thought that was a rushed medium, no. If you don't have the attention span for a 2-sentence horror story, we go.
All right. You might want to pull this up too, just so you can just get stuff there. But so for the first one. Family Guy, quote unquote, lost episodes. Get the spooky music playing during this part. Thank you. I don't have to edit this. This is really good. Family Guy is my favorite character. When I watch the new episode, Guy Peter Griffin was not here. So sad.
Family Guy was my favorite character.
Yep. Family Guy is my favorite character. When I watched the new episode, Guy Peter Griffin was not here. So sad. This one is called Glitchy Squid. Alright, this one is, oh god, this is gonna be terrible. It's just one chunk of text that has no punctuation. So I'm gonna read it as though it has no punctuation.
Alright.
So I got a SpongeBob tape in my mailbox. So with my curiosity, I put it in glitched for 1 minute. Came to SpongeBob and Krusty Krab. He came to my basement of the Crunchy Crab. SpongeBob saw Eye in the Dark turn light and went red. Showed an image of Mr. Krabs next, with SpongeBob scream in the background. Mr. Krab went to the basement. SpongeBob with no face, and then a black boy came out of nowhere. And Squidward's face came looking back, and Mr. Krabs screams bikini bottom of the background and cut to Squidward going back to their chum bucket. And Squidward looking in the camera. Then Plankton randomly appeared next to Squidward. Then Squidward screams were in the background. Then the outro started. Next episode of flashed Squidward's face, but he looked so cool, so low quality that it crashed my TV. Followed then by this image of a very deep fried Squidward with just shittily drawn red marker all over, assumedly blood. Search glitchy squid long pasta or troll pasta. What do you got for us?
Alrighty, so I'm going to be reading Bored to Death. I'm currently just doing the bad creepypastas. Alright. So I'm going to be reading to you guys Bored to Death. One legend in a sleepy town somewhere in the U.S. Was this. If you go to the abandoned store in the town with the Othello board with its pieces, someone or something would play a game of Othello. And if you won, you would win knowledge of every bet you would take in life. If you lost, ... Well, let's save that for later. Well, one day a boy and his brother went to the abandoned store. Oh, well, you guessed it, Othello on the board. The boy to play the game asked the other to stay outside. The brother with the board and the pieces went inside. 13 minutes later, the brother heard a yeah! As the brother rushed inside as soon as he could, when he saw he saw the inside of the room of the game, he went yeah. The next 2 days, the cops found the 2 bodies of 2 children, male aged 10 and 7. They were sent to the morgue that same day.
They were sent to the morgue the same day.
All was found was their bodies filled with 32 Othello discs. In each body was the white disc filled with black discs, and then the examiner knows the body with a chilling phrase made between the one black and one white disc, and it said "Game start." ... Finn. Also, if you guys hear clicking, I'm playing with a fidget, so yeah.
I'll edit it out in post. No, I fucking won't. I'm a dirty liar. So I think I found a really good one here.
Right.
I haven't read it yet, but a Goofy movie, parentheses, alternate ending. So let's see what this one is. It was a nice autumn day, and I was wondering why Disney keeps the Disney Vault such a secret. I know that there's countless images of the Disney Vault to make sure it... Wait, hold on. What? This is very poorly written. This is all very poorly written, to be clear. So if any of us stumbles, it's not our fault, actually. This is just very poorly written. Let's see here. And I know there's countless images of the vault, but Disney makes sure to keep one VHS tape in the vault secret. We'll get to that one. We'll get to what Claire just found, the gem Claire just found next. My cousin, who works at Disney, told me that there was one VHS tape of a Goofy movie that Disney wants, but nobody knows. Wait, that Disney wants, but nobody knows.
I thought Disney had it.
No, Disney just wants it, but nobody knows about it. I asked him if he could bring if he could bring
his friend has the VHS?
No, his cousin who works at Disney has it. And Disney wants the VHS tape, but his cousin has it.
Oh shit.
But
doesn't he work for Disney?
He's a very covert operation. There's a lot of layers to this.
Oh shit.
My cousin came in.
The nuances are nuancing.
The nuances are fucking nuancing. I should say that I went to his house to talk to... Wait, what? My cousin came in. I should say that I went to his house to talk to him. He had the VHS that looked rusty and old. I asked the rusty VHS tapes. There was so much dust on it. We cleaned it, put it in our VHS player. It started normal. In fact, everything was normal until the ending. Max attempts to grab the steering wheel. That was weird because Max tells Goofy where in the original movie he made the What? This I'm. Oh god, what did you find now?
Al-Qaeda.
Oh goodness.
We're reading that one next.
We're reading Meeting with Al-Qaeda next. And where were we? Ah, yes. Until the ending. Max attempts to grab the steering wheel. That was weird because Max tells Goofy where to go in the original movie. He made the car drive off the cliff. The car kept falling until it lands in the water. The car got destroyed. Max was trying to swim. It looked like he was about to drown. I kept watching. He kept going down and down the waterfall. Normally Goofy would save him. Goofy tried, but he failed really badly. Max was getting closer and closer towards the waterfall. He fell to his death. It wasn't shown that he died. It was implied that he died. That makes it better, honestly, for these kinds of creepypastas. Goofy was watching in terror. He walked away until he saw a person who was offering him a car. Goofy accepted, drove off to his home. Wait, there's a person offered him a car. He got home and looked at Max's old stuffed teddy bear. Looked at Max's old stuffed teddy bear, parentheses, yes, comma, that name is canon, and parentheses. His final words, goodbye, Disney, and then he shoots himself to death. I was shocked.
He shoots himself to death?
Which implied several times. Goofy is bullet resistant. So if Goofy is entering your home, you're going to need more than one shot to put him down. I'm sorry, folks. I was sure shocked when Goofy pulled the trigger. The credits rolled and an end quote came on. The quote reads, if you feel stuck, do what Goofy did. Walt Disney. I could not believe.
That's my favorite Walt Disney quote.
Put that on t-shirt.
When we get merch?
When we get merch.
Do what Goofy did. Walt Disney. Do like a bullet hole on the back.
Do a bullet hole on the back, like a blown up image of Walt Disney wistfully looking in the distance where the bullet hole would be. So you know he's always got the gunshot on his mind. Oh god. This is my new favorite segment of the show, where we find just the worst media. Oh, we're not done here.
We're not done?
I could not believe Walt would say something like that. So I emailed Disney, and they say they didn't make the tapes, and that some hater of Disney made it. I asked my cousin if he made the tape. He wasn't there. Did he make the tape? I asked myself, which...
Okay, you ask yourself that.
Yeah, I drove off and watched the real version of the movie. I heard a knock on my door. I looked. I saw a piece of paper. It said, if you feel stuck, do what Goofy did. I was tired of hearing that quote, so I tossed the paper into my shredder. Now let me watch the real version of the Goofy movie. And that's where that's where it ends.
If you feel stuck, do a Goofy.
If you feel stuck, do a Goofy.
Stuck, do a Goofy.
If you ever feel stuck, do a Goofy did. I mean, it's a Goofy movie, right? It's a big emotional. It was a big climax, and like Max fucking died. I feel like Goofy would shoot himself. Those movies are not Goofy movies. They're all about Goofy being so sad
that his wife and now his son are dead.
Remember, if you're stuck, do what Goofy did. I took that paper and I put it in my shredder.
Alrighty, here is a meeting with Al-Qaeda. The episode with Al-Qaeda. Yes, Mr. Officer, said a calm Jimmy and left the room. Okay, here's a little info about what happened. Jimmy Parents was working in a private organization, not or TV. That means not organized or terrible, no organized or terrible violence. And they have the biggest mission yet. Stop. A Al-Qaeda camp. Only 9 Al-Qaeda members, or should I say, the leaders of Al-Qaeda in the major city. They were going to Cuba and kill this leader. With a premonition of the president of the United States, the president of Cuba, and FBI.
Whoa, wait, both?
Yes.
As in he's the leader of... That seems like a conflict of interest. That seems like a...
Well, that's why they never caught Castro.
Because he worked for the CIA. That's why.
Well, no, because the FBI worked for Cuba secretly, so he would just know all of their schemes.
Oh, shit.
They sent 20 Man and Jimmy Parent. They sent 20 Man and Jimmy Parent. Well, Jimmy Parents working with private organization, not or TV.
Oh, that clicks.
That means no organized or terrible violence.
Yeah, I'm following. Keep going.
Alrighty. They coursed to bring Jimmy because they had no courses. Stay home or bring Jimmy. They bring in Jimmy. Very bad decision.
Very bad decision.
Jesus Christ, this is long.
Why did you pick this one?
This one is real. Oh my god, look how vastly improved version.
No.
What the? I'm not reading this shit. I'm sorry, you can't force me to read this.
I found it considerably short. Make sure it's not longer than like 5 minutes. Well, I found what was probably a good one. Nesquik commercial that came on after the Pringles commercial that came on at 3 in the morning that came on at 3 in the morning. With a shitty image of the Nesquik bunny attached to it, drawn in pencil.
Dude, that guy's so high.
That guy is unfathomably high. There's something going on with televisions nowadays, is what I think's happening. Right after the scary Pringles commercial came on, the very second I saw it end, I heard more creepy synths start up
What's
again.
the scary Pringle commercial?
It's a link to another one, so you know what we're reading right after this.
Shouldn't we read the Pringle one first?
Fine.
No, never mind. Let's not do that.
I'm sorry, you want quality on this episode? I'm sorry, quality? Let's go forward. Yep. Anyway, where were we? The very second I saw it end, I heard more creepy synths start up again. And another commercial started this time. It started out blurry and weird. And so it appeared to be, no, the Nesquik bunny? Except something was wrong. Very, very wrong with his face.
So I'm going to give you 2 options on what drinks, and you got to choose left hand or right hand.
Left hand?
Alright.
What? Is that fucking heavy whipping cream? Why do you have heavy whipping cream?
Because I had it for a recipe.
And now you have a full thing of heavy whipping cream?
It's like 3/4. It's like a
mostly
quarter
empty?
full. Yeah, it's
Okay.
mostly empty because I used most of it for my recipe.
Nice. Well, you keep saying, what was your recipe?
Oh, I made a cake. Well, it was not a cake. It was more like a pudding. It was like a pudding pie.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
So good job of distracting us from this absolute misery we've been caking ourselves in. Yeah, except something was wrong. Very, very wrong. With his face. First of all, it looked like someone had ground his face up and drew it with a pencil. I was still shaking from the Pringle commercial. And then when the nightmare-inducing face of the cartoon... What the fuck? Look at this word. Look at this word I just highlighted here. What this cartoon... How do you say that?
ConciergeCosmic Seculus.
I think this creepypasta just casted a spell on us. I think it just casted
Holy
like
shit.
a 3rd level spell.
Is that the bunny that's gonna attack us now?
Oh shit. I'm scared.
Oh shit.
Look around, make sure we're safe. I'm gonna see 2 bunny ears slowly creep behind you into frame.
I will say, I do know the title of today's episode.
What
If you're feeling stuck,
if you're like stuck doing it.
read it. I'm gonna write that down so we don't forget it, but yeah, keep
we
reading.
have to remember. Alright, so after we got our spell cast at us, the cartoon started talking. I froze again, and feeling like it was talking directly to me. I'm the Nesquik rabbit. It started in a creepy, high-pitched voice. It didn't sound right. I'm the chocolate milk bunny. I give chocolate milk to the kids. He said, as he said that line, his face became even more distorted and scary looking. Bricks were legitimately coming out of my... Bricks were legitimately coming out of my ass. He kept going, getting worse and worse looking. I deliver the goods. I deliver the goods. I deliver the goods. It echoed over and over again until it faded out. Then I saw a black screen with low buzzing sound for around 20 minutes on that channel. With my pants run by now, I got to myself in the sitting position, waddled to the TV. Hearing his voice in my head, I deliver the goods. I deliver the goods. I deliver the goods.
Is that that?
That's the fucking end.
Dog, this guy was shitting bricks. He could go build a house right now.
I was building brick houses. That's how many bricks I was shitting. All right, I also have the Pringles commercial that came on at 3 in the morning next. But would you like to?
No, do yours.
Do mine?
Finish this so people aren't.
Let's get
on a
this done
cliffhanger.
with. Okay, well, I want to leave them in suspense. That's how you keep them around. How you keep them hooked.
All right, then should we do mine then?
Sure.
All right. Am I crazy?
Yes.
I suppose I should start by telling you a little about myself. I am 19 years old. I live in Pennsylvania, and I guess I've always been a creative person. When I was little, my parents would remark about what a vivid imagination I had. For the most part, I was a normal child. I liked drawing and writing, and I hated math. I had trouble making friends, so I played with my imaginary friends. We would play games out in the woods. Jesus.
I was 7 years old and I didn't know.
I always played with these friends because I knew I could trust them, control them. They would never hurt me. Not like the other beings that I thought up in my head, or at least I think they were in my head.
Schizophrenic child. This is just me.
I used to have a lot of trouble sleeping at night. I would always get out of the bed and get snacks or watch TV or play with one of the cats my family would rescue. You see, my mom was a veterinarian, so she would take in stray cats and nurse them back to health and adapt them out. It drove my parents nuts for me to stay up so late. Everything was fine until one day when I was about 9 or so.
Oh, shit.
I was up late one night, as per usual, when I was playing downstairs. I was playing with a recent rescue animal who we called Jacob. What were you expecting? Fluffy? Why is he offended?
Why is this kid getting offended?
By the fact that we might have, by the fact that his cat's name is Jacob.
He assumed that we assumed it was like Fluffy. No, we have normal names like Jacob, Ryan, John.
My cat's name? Tony.
Look, my cat, Emma. Simple. Like, if your cat's named something dumb like, I don't know, Gargamesh or Potato or, I don't know, I'm trying to not
Garfield.
Garfield. Like, I was trying.
Or Hamlet.
Or Hamlet, yeah, right. Terrible name for a cat, alright. That's what you name your infant. Look, alright, if your cat, also that whole bit, I was like, don't say anyone's actual cat name. Don't say anyone's actual cat name. Right. If your cat is named anything.
Yeah, you don't want to name your cats Night or Moon.
Yeah, you don't want to name them any of that, alright? Otherwise, you'll end up on a podcast reading fucking dumbass stories at 3 in the morning.
Anyway, for whatever reason, I was drawn to the large glass door leading to my back.
Whoa.
That's just me not being able to talk. Backyard.
Take a breath.
I normally would never go outside at night, and the curtains were covering them were always shut. This night, however, I felt the urge to go outside. I opened the curtain to see someone or something to be there, staring, but nothing was there. I stared. I started to feel a bit braver, so I opened the door and stepped outside, Jacob in tow.
Fucking idiot.
This is where things got bad.
No shit.
See, behind my house is a large field, and past that is a forest. None of that was visible. We live in the middle of nowhere, so there were no street lights, nothing, only empty space. And for some reason, this empty space was calling for me somehow. I walked into the abyss. I felt a breeze against my face, which smelled like honeysuckle and sage. Mom's garden. I kept walking until out of the darkness I saw something walk towards me. It was glowing a pale white. My first thought was a ghost of some sort, but it was different, more physical. It had a vaguely humanoid shape, but the eyes were bigger. The eyes were. Ugh.
You can feel us struggling on this one.
But where the eyes were, there were only black orbs on this pure white form, almost absorbing in the darkness. I wasn't sure if it was getting closer, ... or bigger,
Oh shit. ...
I finally broke out of my trance and ran inside, slamming the door behind me. I took a breath and then was drawn back to look outside. It was right there, staring in. I shut the curtains and ran back, screaming, to my room. My parents woke up and found me in my room. They yelled at me for being up so late, and about how Dad has to be up early. I, however, was just glad to be alive and safe. Jacob was gone forever, consumed by the thing. When I told my mom the next morning, she said I was probably tired and imagined it that Jacob ran away when he was let out and that we'd see him again. When she didn't, she tried to tell me that he must have found a new home. I knew she was lying. For a while, that was that. But ever since, I have made sure that all the curtains are closed after sunset and never to go out after dark. I went away to college a year ago, and I'm coming back for vacation. A few nights ago, while home at Christmas break, I decided to go outside one late night for a smoke, momentarily forgetting my childhood experience. The air was freezing cold, but the cigarette momentarily warmed me up. It formed...
This is a Marlboro ad.
It formed the only light in the darkness, and soon it appeared again. I ran back inside just like before. Since then, I keep having nightmares that I'll look out the window and see it. Its black, shadowy eyes, its all-consuming body. I'm starting to lose my ability to tell my dreams from reality. I, ... just want to know if I really saw that thing. ... If it's haunting me, or if it marked me in some way. ... My friends think I'm crazy, but ... Do you think I'm crazy?
Yes. Jacob got eaten by that thing.
Jacob got eaten by a bogum.
Rip to our boy Jacob.
Dude, I'm watching after this. I'm totally reading Amazing World of Gumball: The Grieving.
Oh, wait, that's like the original. Like,
I've never heard of that.
You haven't heard of
I
that?
haven't heard of that.
It was kind of a good, kind of a bad creepypasta from back then. But like that's like the OG one, I think.
Well,
We're
shit.
basically, yeah. We have like 20 minutes left after this. So do you want to just like dedicate?
Yeah.
Shit, and then if we have time, I guess we'll answer questions and like
yeah.
I guess we'll do the podcast as we actually should. Send in questions. If you're listening to this and you haven't sent in a question in like a little bit, email us at
American Dag, The Plague, and the Deep Impact.
Oh shit, we're gonna be until like 2 a.m. right now. But getting back to the riveting tale.
No, all I want to read is the Grieving after this.
Yeah. The Pringles commercial that came on at 3 in the morning. I was sitting alone, all alone, by myself, watching some television, ... when my program had ended abruptly.
Yeah, that's really long. Never mind.
Yeah, that's like the OG, like, really long one.
I don't want to read that then.
We can dedicate a whole podcast episode to riffing on that one. Finally, American Dad, I guess. It stayed black for quite some time until I saw a pink background and a floating picture of Pringles potato brand snacks. Suddenly, the Pringles guy faded in, and he looked absolutely terrifying. This is drawing here. Every fiber of his mustache looked real. His face looked crinkled. This is when he said... Wait, this is what he said, echoing the entire time, creepily, scarily. Synth accompanied him. Are you hungry? Why not have some Pringles? This exclusive cuisine? Come on in and purchase these chips. Enjoy these crisps. What's that? You're going to Doritos instead? Really? No. You think you have the audacity to buy another brand of chips? You will regret your purchase. And then he faded away. The commercial didn't end. The synth still played in the background. For a split second, I thought I saw the Frito-Lay logo hang from a rope. But I wasn't sure. It was really scary. I think I shit myself.
Does he love shitting himself?
Absolutely love shitting himself. So the Pringle guy was like, oh, you decided to eat Doritos? Alright, I killed the Frito-Lay logo. And here's what the drawing looks like, by the way. Just a really bad rendition of the Pringles guy doing a pog face.
Alright, I'm reading Alex the Killer.
Yeah! Oh shit, Obama should be in Super Smash Bros. Let's look at this one. This one's kind of long, but it's manageable.
So, my name is Alex, and as you probably know, I'm 29. But someone as you most likely know is possessing me.
I didn't know that.
That's all I have to say about myself. One day I was walking down the street, and I saw a girl. Her name was Raven Black, a lesser-known Slenderman proxy.
What?
Most don't know her, but I do. So I was trying to sleep when Jeff said to me in my mind, he's possessing me.
Like Jeff the Killer?
Alex, give me your body. At first I said no, but he said, I will let you keep your sanity. I will let you keep your sanity and I will only have control of your body. So I said, why the hell not? Then I felt a sharp pain and fainted. I kind of wake up, but not in my control, in Jeff's control. Raven was looking for the two other Slenderman proxies, Tiki, Toby, and Masky. She said they are in hell. There was a hole to hell, so we went to the hole and went to hell. We saw something and held the place. I didn't know if it was a trap, so I said, on 3, just in case. On 3, run, just in case. 1, 2, 3, I said, and it touched. I said, and touched it. Then the place started carving in on itself, and we get out in time. How do I know all this? Jeff tells me everything, or I see it. But then we found them, and I throw Jeff's spirit out of me and ran.
Like a fucking Dragon Ball, just spirit blast.
See, I have lots of things to say about this when we're done with it. He never found me again. But then, that's when I started killing. I killed people and said, it's okay, shh. Then I kill them. I pick them up. I pick them off one by one. One by one. Then I even carve in my mouth a big scar, so a big scar was left. So it has gone on for a few years now. So one night I was in my house, I saw Logan, a friend of mine. He said, Alex, I know we're friends and all, but your killing spree has gone too far.
your killing spree.
Dude, this is an intervention.
1 or 2 murders is good. It's okay, but like...
Then he did something stupid and tried to stab me with my own knife. But I surprised him and kicked him in the ribs so hard there was a loud crack, which was his bones. Then my advantage came and I grabbed the knife and I stabbed into his heart. I told him before I stabbed him, Logan, I'm partially sorry, but you tried to kill me, so now you have to die.
I love that. I'm partially sorry. Write that down as part of the quote. I was literally shitting. I'll write them down.
Yeah.
You keep going.
Now today, I'm in a blood-stained red hoodie and a red mask over my face, which looks like it has no eyes. It has a smile and a frown for a mouth. Don't do anything stupid around me or else. Alex.
Well, that's...
What the fuck
that was like a Slenderman fanfiction. A Slenderman Jeff the Killer.
That was a Slenderman Jeff the Killer, Tiki, Toby, and Masky Killer, where this guy was a Deus Ex Machina who simultaneously experienced the events of the story while also having them relayed to him by Jeff the Killer. But Jeff the Killer hates him because he threw him out of his body, and his friend Logan tried to hold an intervention for him and tried to stab him by doing so, but he was only partially sorry that he killed him.
Okay, so that's like, I'm only partially sorry that I killed him. Which, like,
it's okay to be partially sorry about something. Like, for example, if I steal your fries, I would be partially sorry because you don't have fries anymore. But also, I just ate some fries.
Fries. Tasty fries. But like,
fries.
Yes, I love this bit where they can't see what we're doing. They can just hear light tap.
Fries. We're picking up.
Those are surprisingly big spikes. But yeah, that's
Alex the Killer. So don't do anything dumb around him.
I don't know why, but for reading that one is specifically shot back just like a core memory from like when I was like 8 or 9, maybe 7, right? So it was way back when. I remember I was in my like front yard, or no, I was in my driveway, right? I think my cousins were like.
Should we do next Always Watching You.jpg or Always Watching You rewritten?
Go along there. We can maybe do both. Should I read Obama? No, Obama and Smash Bros is kind of long. I'll find a different one. But
that's not awful, I guess.
Okay.
And that's the original.
We got 15 minutes. SpongeBob on the Run from the FBI.
That one is significantly longer.
So do the shorter one.
Mayhaps. You read that one.
Hold on, this is
no, I'm gonna do Alvin the Chipmunk's torture.
Yeah, hold on. This is like an FBI file.
All right.
It's like it's very short, I think. Or remarks. Oh no, okay. So there's some stuff. All right. Let's see it. I didn't finish my story actually, my personal story. So I was in my driveway, right? I was hanging out with my two cousins, which real interesting characters those two were. I remember one time I got on. Side tangent. I logged onto a Minecraft world, creating a new one. Right, it was in creative mode. I meant to start a survival world though, and I wanted achievements. So like, oh dang, whatever. Right, I accidentally did it. But as soon as I loaded into the world, I was in a jungle temple, and they're gamers too, right? So I went up and told them like, hey, I spawned in one. All right, and the one guy, the same one who was gonna tell me some information later. Right, I think it was. I don't remember their fucking names. I haven't seen them in forever. But like, he was like, "Yeah, no, you can't spawn in a jungle temple at spawn. That's impossible." And the other one was like, "Yeah, no, it's like randomly generated, right? It's like that." But then, right, they were
Like
leaving
in the temple.
like like on top of it, like it was right next to me at spawn. In which then, right, as we were leaving one time, I don't know what the conversation was. It was something about literally at the time these creepypastas were being written. Right, this was back when, in which I brought up to one of them. Right, do you know the rake?
Yes.
Right,
Of course you know the rake.
Well, I'm making sure. All right. Look, there's this one podcast that we both know where the one of the hosts of a horror themed podcast does not know any creepypastas.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
yeah, so
Well, I mean, he doesn't really make. He makes horror content.
He makes
not
horror about.
creepy pasta.
Yeah, Creepcast though is what.
Yes. Yeah.
Is on a podcast for anyway. But basically, I brought it up, right? In which, right, we were talking about Slender Man or some shit, right? About like what are the good ones out there, right? And then like his face immediately drops dead serious, right? And he goes like, forget everything you know about him, right? For your family's sake, for your sake, forget everything you will ever know about the rake, okay? It will keep you safe, right? To a like 9-year-old me, and I think that's how I got paranoid delusions. I think that's why I have schizophrenia.
Well, yeah, the rake put a curse on you.
The rake put a curse on me because I remembered him.
Yeah.
And from then on out, I was terrified because my cousin, right, was like, you need to forget everything for your safety, for your family's safety. You cannot know anything about him, right? He's dangerous. He will go after you. Like, I remember I was sitting there, like, okay. And then my older cousin was like, lay off the kid. Like, but I lightly remember those two started talking right after. I was sitting there like tears in my eyes. I was like, okay.
I mean, I think the closest thing I had to that was I was forced to do Bloody Mary. My older cousin forced me to do Bloody Mary, and then but specifically in like a crawl space under the stairs in my grandma's house.
That's terrifying.
And then just locked me in there.
That's awful.
Yeah. It's not the worst thing she did to me, but that's not podcast stuff.
Oh no. So,
anyways, yeah.
SpongeBob on the run from the FBI.
SpongeBob on the run from the FBI.
All right. Name: Robert Martin SpongeBob SquarePants. Date of birth: July 14th, 1986. Shit. A place of birth: Bikini Atoll, Marshall Islands. Hair: none. Eyes: blue. Height: 4 feet? Question mark. Weight: 120 pounds. Build: light. Complexion: sponge gay.
What?
Sponge GEY.
Oh.
But you know what.
I mean, SpongeBob is canonically asexual.
Yeah. Let's see here. Sex: male. Race: yellow. Occupation: fry cook. So that in the detailed remarks, Robert SpongeBob SquarePants is wanted for murder, public indecency, aggravated assault, theft, arson, domestic terrorism, the consumption of human flesh, tax evasion, parking in restricted areas, treason, multiple attempts to overthrow the U.S. government, unlicensed carrying of nuclear weaponry, illegal drug use, kidnapping, profanity, parentheses, said fuck in front of a classroom full of preschoolers.
Holy shit.
And racism.
Who was he being racist to?
I don't know.
Look at you shrimps.
Oh, look at you fucking Neanderthal shark people. Yeah, between 1990 and 2021, he was believed to have committed 77 murders in the state of Wyoming alone.
Oh shit, that's like that's entire Wyoming population.
SpongeBob committed genocide against the Wyomingians.
Wyomings?
Wyoming, yeah. A person who lives, well, I guess a person who lived in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Not
then there's no more.
Because SpongeBob killed everyone in Wyoming. I'm writing that one down too. Yeah. Where were we? committed 77 murders in the state of Wyoming alone. Known to the residents as the Wyoming Ringer. The FBI offered a reward of $350,000, which seems like for some of the charges here, $350,000 does not seem like nearly enough.
Yeah. He killed what?
Everyone in Wyoming.
No, I mean if he said fuck in front of a class of
that's
preschoolers,
really bad. Yeah.
Shit.
The last
Also,
time,
I wish racism was a crime that you could get charged
God,
for.
that'd be so good. Just like you yell bigoted slurs at someone and just you get fucking tackled. If only.
If only.
This is sad now. The last time Traces of SpongeBob was a small post-it note with the words, "It was me. You'll never catch me, motherfuckers." You'll never catch me, motherfuckers.
Is that how it's spelled?
Yeah. Although his current location is unknown.
I mean, yeah, he said he'd never catch you.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You'll never catch me, motherfuckers. It's in like italics and shit. Locals of Bikini Bottom comments towards SpongeBob SquarePants endeavors, such as Squidward Quincy Tentacles. That's a good bit because it's tentacle, and they continue the bit.
Yeah.
You're supposed to laugh at the joke, Claire.
I don't get it.
Have you never seen SpongeBob?
Well, I know his name is Tentacles. Yeah.
Yeah, but Tentacles is how it's because there's like an ongoing bit where people can't pronounce his last name. So you just aren't a SpongeBob.
I haven't seen a lot. Yeah.
What do you
What the
think
fuck
you
is
know?
my dog doing?
I'm sorry. I said the bees after her.
Ah, shit.
We're not done here, by the way.
Yeah.
We have testimonies from Squidward Tentacles. He's a madman, Tentacles said, while thumping the floor with his foot.
We gotta get Hatman in here.
We do gotta get the Hat Man in here.
I mean, he played Squidward. He
played Squidward. Could I ask Paul to voice over this part and get our buddy the Hat Man to do these
Dog,
lines?
you said his real name.
I will censor it in the final release. It's fine. I'm just gonna shittily edit. What is it? Like a deep fried version of us saying Hat Man.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, I won't.
Anyway, he would annoy me to no end and was always burying things in his backyard. I never knew I lived next door to a murdering, assaulting, thieving, arsonizing, terroristicing, consumer of fleshing, tax evading, restricted area parking, treacherous, anarchistic, nuclear weapon toting, drug using, kidnapping, profane, racist piece of shit motherfucking smut. I hate him.
Honestly, this is a normal Squidward quote.
This is an average Squidward quote. I hate him. I'm going home to play my clarinet. I hate that racist nuclear warhead motherfucker. I'm going home and play clarinet. That's so good. We got two more testimonies here.
Oh boy.
Another resident, Patrick, the Situation Star.
The Situation?
A nickname of unknown origin, it clarifies, had something to say. I feared for my life every moment he was around. But he was still my best friend. And that's all he had to say.
Which is pretty on par for Patrick.
So far, this is really accurate to the show.
Even SpongeBob being a racist who says fuck in front of preschoolers.
That happened. Check the show. That happened.
I can call my friend who played SpongeBob in the musical.
We can go call SpongeBob right now. Then we have former friend of SpongeBob SquarePants, Sandra Jennifer Cheeks claims.
That is her middle name.
That is her middle name. Oh, fuck, now I gotta do a Sandy Cheeks accent.
Just do Texas.
Yeehaw! Anyway, he was... Nope, I'm not even... I can't. He was an all-around joyful guy at first glance, but as soon as all of us began to suspect something was up with him, our days grew on. We felt a mutual feeling of dread whenever we were in his presence as SpongeBob. This man needs to be stopped. Man, I feared for my life every moment he was around me, but he was still my best friend.
I mean, nah, Squidward's was the best.
Squidward was the best.
He just listed all the crimes again.
All of them in order, too. I never knew I lived next door to a murdering, assaulting, thieving, arsoning, terroristic, consumer of fleshing, tax evading, restricted area parking, treacherous, arsonistic, nuclear warhead toting, nuclear weapon toting, drug using, kidnapping, profane, racist piece of shit, motherfucking sponge. I hate him. I'm going on playing clarinet.
I literally just sounds like clarinet's just like what he does whenever he's angry.
Whenever he's angry, he lets it out. Is this how he coping? Actually?
Yeah.
Squidward is the only healthy person on SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah. And he's seen as a jerk because they don't want you to know that.
Polite society doesn't want you to know Squidward is actually the most enlightened character on that show. Oh my god.
Alrighty. Is that it?
That's it. That's the eulogy of Robert Esponge.
Alrighty. This is a story called I Am. I woke up screaming. Again. The same nightmare. The same voice. It was her voice. The voice that I used to love. The voice that I used to hear every day. The voice that used to comfort me, cheered me. Now it was the voice that haunted me. The voice that tormented me. The voice that made me miserable. I looked at the clock. It was 3:15 a.m. No, it was 3:15 a.m.
Oh,
it was
that's
3. No, because it's not a colon.
Yeah, that's a period. So.
Yeah, it was 3:15 a.m.
Shit.
I had been sleeping for less than 2 hours. I have been having this nightmare for the past 3 days. I got up and went to the bathroom. I splashed some water on my face. I looked at myself in the mirror. I hardly recognized the man staring back at me. He was pale, thin, and tired. He had bags under his eyes. He had wrinkles on his forehead and stubble on his chin. There's so many periods.
You know, it's the opposite of most creepypastas.
Yes.
Where they don't use enough. They use too many.
So if like there's a pause every second, I'm going to no, screw it. Every time there's a period, I'm going to take like a deep breath.
Just go for it.
Every time there's a period or a comma.
Go for it.
He looked like he had aged 10 years in the past 2 months. He looked like he had given up on life. He was me.
Don't pass out. Please don't pass out live on them. That would be
Dunk.
no. That'd make for such good content. But please don't.
I sighed and turned away from the mirror. I didn't want to see myself. I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't want to see anything. I walked outside the bathroom and into the living room. I lived in a small apartment on the 5th floor of a building. It was cheap, dirty, and noisy. But I didn't care. I didn't care about anything. The only thing that mattered to me was gone. Gone forever. I looked around the living room.
What is this fucking story?
I'm not doing the breath anymore. It's called I Am. No, it's called Am I.
Am I? Is this like a good creepypasta?
I don't know.
We may have just found a good one, which is like, we can't.
I walked down to the bathroom. The only thing that mattered for me was gone forever. I looked around the living room. It was full of photos and memories of my family, my wife and child, the 2 people who made my life worth living, the 2 people who I loved more than anything in the world. They were in every photo. They looked happy, healthy, and beautiful. I felt like I achieved everything, but they were gone. Gone forever. Oh yeah, I stopped doing the breath stuff soon.
Yeah, no.
I stopped doing the breathing stuff, because screw that.
Yeah. They're gone.
I tried to suppress these feelings. I tried to numb myself. I tried to forget, but I couldn't. I couldn't forget. I couldn't forget what happened. I couldn't forget how I lost them. I decided to make some coffee. I needed something to keep me awake. I needed something to keep me sane. The pictures stared at me in a malevolent way. I didn't feel good at all. Pick one. They looked so happy. We looked so happy. The picture was taken at the Hagia Sophia. My little one was so ecstatic. Pick 2. Those eyes. They are so beautiful. Those were the very eyes that made me fell in love with her. Those soft lips. Those almond-shaped eyes. Ah.
Was that it? Was that necessary?
Yes. Look.
Ah. There is just no. It's...
How can anyone resist falling in love with her? Pick 3. This was taken at the beach. Now that figure was a sight to behold. I wanted to keep her all to myself. No wonder I fell madly in love with her. those purple hair was so soft and fragrant, Phil.
Shit, dog.
I sit down on the settee and lay back, my legs stretched down to the floor. The night felt really warm as I stared at the 2 drums, which I kept in the living room. She needed them for her assignments, but they were never used. I could feel my eyes getting heavy, but I still wasn't able to sleep. I get up and take out my pistol. I keep it near me lest something happens. Damn! Whatever the hell is happening? I muttered slowly. I didn't have any energy left inside me. I kept staring at the photographs. I wanted some sleep, but I couldn't. Suddenly, a grin from my wife from one of the photographs caught my eye. I never really liked that grin. It used to annoy me for a lot of unknown reasons. So does this guy love his wife, or does he hate her?
That purple haired.
Oh, that figure and that those
purple haired broad was always grinning at me.
I love her hair and I love her eyes.
I
hate her fucking mouth. I love her lips, but I hate her teeth. I just wish she had no teeth.
I wish, honestly, if she was like a little older, so she had dentures, that would be ideal.
So I could just take them out and hide them from her. So I could hide her dentures from her in the toilet so she couldn't use them anymore. We're in so much dental debt because I keep throwing her dentures away. I fucking hate her dentures.
We're in so much
I'm pretty sure.
Dental debt. I don't think that's what it's called. I don't think dental debt is a thing, Claire. I think it's just called... What is it? I think it's debt at that point.
No, it's dental debt. And the dentists, they're coming for you.
The dentists are the ones loaning the money.
Yes. You ever been to a dentist's office where the guy wearing the fedora who's sitting next to the dentist the entire time watching how much laughing gas he uses and writing down the amount, he then sits over tapping his baseball bat against the dental lawn chair and says, "Listen, bub, all right, that was roughly 12 milligrams of laughing gas. That's going to cost you about $600, and if you don't like it, I'm going to have to take your kneecaps." That's never happened to you?
No, I've never experienced that. I can't.
You never was sitting next to the fedora man while you're getting your teeth scrubbed with a bloody toothpick. And then the guy in the fedora says that's what happened to the last guy who didn't pay the $600, and so now and then he keeps tapping his bat and going, your molars are real sexy. I can make your grin real nice.
This is the most uncomfortable I've been in months. This is the most discomfort I have felt towards another individual because of the things they are doing in months.
And so basically he was like the guy in the fedora. He's like, yeah, baby girl, yeah, Dr. Fabro's gonna fix you up real good. You just lean back in that lawn chair and let him handle that. Fabro Maroni's gonna take care of you real good. You got some nice, sexy canines. You gotta take good care. But I will say, if you don't take care of your canines, then I think I might just, I think you might need to come back here again, and that means you gotta get paid over. Dog, you're gonna kill me? What are you, the fucking fedora man? Are you the fedora man from the dentist's office? Holy shit.
I'm afraid it would come to this.
Holy shit. Yo, so are we...
Hand over your kneecap right now.
Are we still set for, like, March 12th for my appointment?
Yeah, of course. I think it should be clear there. We should get your molar extensions and make them longer.
Make them bigger.
Yep.
We're going to add more wisdom teeth.
We're going to get more wisdom teeth. And that, my friends... What the fuck did you name him?
Oh, he was just the fedora man, and then there was Dr. Fabro Maroni.
Dr. Fabro Maroni and the fedora
man.
That was the creepypasta we just came up with.
Yeah.
That you came up with.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, I'm not finished.
oh god,
I'm not finished.
No, it's because this is a boring creepypasta. We had to
Oh
make
no,
a-
I just saw a word. I just glanced at a word, and it just changed everything.
Oh boy.
Suddenly, a grin from my wife from one of the photographs caught my eye. I never really liked that grin, and it used to annoy me for some unknown reason. I remembered about the sleeping pills my wife used to keep in the medicine box. I get up, still very exhausted, and go retrieve some pills. I take 2 on my palm and gulp them down with water. I felt drowsy, but also her image started to appear before me. I couldn't resist myself. My mind felt like it was going to explode. Why am I starting to see her everywhere? Why has this returned to me as a nightmare? Oh God! I mutter and spin around the room like some damn Beyblade.
like some damn
Beyblade.
I'm gonna start using that. Oh, he turned around like some damn Beyblade. Like I said, like let it rip, but not that kind.
Yeah, I don't like thinking about gas after I visited the Fedora Man.
Yeah, it really dampens the whole experience of Toot with the boys.
My head started spinning, but her image was still there, completely intact. Those eyes, those soft lips. Oh no, I should have never done it. Fuck, why did I do that? She was a piece of me. Why did I do it? Why did I do that? I look at the pistol. Police report. Date, January 21st, 2014. Time, 4:56 a.m. Apartment redacted street redacted Norway. Detective redacted.
This is only a Norwegian did this? I didn't see that coming. That's the plot twist of the century.
That's the real plot twist.
Also, his head was spinning like a semi. It's still a Beyblade. Oh fuck! I can't.
Dog.
I just hurt my neck bad.
Because you're not a fucking Beyblade.
I guess I'm not a fucking Beyblade.
Case, suicide and double homicide. Summary. Detective redacted responded to a call. Detectives don't respond to calls.
This one
They
does.
just don't.
Detective Marcus, maybe.
Responded to a call from the landlord reporting a gunshot he had heard from one of the apartment units. Upon arrival, the apartment was found locked. Forced entry was made, leading to the discovery of a male, aged redacted, deceased on the couch in the living room. The male, identified as the tenant, held a pistol with a fatal gunshot wound to the head. 2 barrels in the living room contained decomposed bodies identified as the male's wife, aged redacted, and child, aged redacted. Note confession of his crimes, expressing remorse and guilt. Holy shit, did he kill her over her fucking smile?
The guy really didn't like the grin. Fucking teeth.
The scene was secured. Forensic support and backup were called. Evidence collected and the witness interviewed. The bodies and evidence were sent to the forensic lab. Forensics finding confirmed identities, cause of death, and disturbing details. The bodies were dead for over 2 months, bore signs of blunt force trauma. Acid-filled barrels housed the victims. So, no, if they were there for 2 months,
Yeah,
they would
then
not
no.
be there.
There would be
evidence
puddles
of
of acid.
sexual abuse and assault, including incestuous relationships between the male and his child. The male, haunted by nightmares and hallucinations, documented his crimes. The female witnessed the child's abuse, leading to a fatal confrontation. The male, in a recorded device, apologized before ending his life. The investigation concluded a case as a suicide and double homicide as a result of profound psychological disturbance. Detective redacted, signature redacted.
So
What the what?
So I think we only have time for one more. Oh, would you look at that? We have time for one more. I think I picked a real gem. Santa must be stopped.
Yes, please.
All right. Let's have ourselves a palate cleanser after. What was the name of the the Fedora Man and Doctor what?
Dr. Fabio Moroni.
Okay. Fabio. I'm just writing this down, right? Because this is good. This is Mario Moroni. All right.
Yeah.
So Santa must be stopped. It appears the world has encountered a paradigm shift. After hundreds of but that pause was very intentional. There's like it cut paragraphs. That's the first line, and that's just floating there. After hundreds of years of complaining about the Christmas season starting before Thanksgiving, I believe the world has finally come to terms with Santa Claus and his plans for world domination by slowly taking over one calendar month at a time. Oh shit. I never thought I'd see the day that all the folks in my neighborhood would have inflatable snowmen and inflatable snowmen and chicken wire reindeer and sleighs in their backyard the day after Halloween. But here we are. I guess there's not a lot to give. Thanks. I guess there's not a lot to give. Thanks.
I feel like
this
is just an attack on Zeb. This is just an attack on Zeb.
Frequent friend of the podcast,
writer of our music.
Of our music, Zeb. Follow him on Instagram. I assume, I don't know, go quit Instagram and every social media you have. Just leave it right now.
Yeah,
it's not a good time for social media. It's over. This got sad. But this is a personal attack against our good friend Zeb, who embodies Christmas very well. He's currently a state away from us right now, so he's in the state east of us, so he's not having a good time. Where were we? I never thought I'd see the day that all my folks in my neighborhood would have inflatable snowmen and chicken wire reindeer and sleighs in their backyards the day after Halloween. But here we are. I guess there's not a lot to give thanks for this holiday season. Now with old Saint Nick spreading Christmas cheer like an evergreen plague. So have a holly jolly Christmas, everyone. It's only a matter of time before next year's Crystal-Halloween pops up and we're all dressing up as reindeer and elves knocking on doors of our neighbors who have decided that Halloween lights can double as Christmas lights if they get them just the right color. Carrying our stockings around door to door.
I'm gonna stop him real quick. A thing I've always wanted to invest in are those lights that you can put around your house and then just you can change the color on
that'd be
based
amazing.
on the remote.
Yeah.
Because I know they're a thing.
They're just I mean, those are just LED strips, right?
Yeah.
It's just harder
to get waterproof, outdoor safe ones.
Yeah.
I think that would be good for the holidays.
Let's see here. Carrying stockings around door to door while everyone hands out these tacky dollar store last minute Christmas gift supplies for candy, corn, and black licorice. God help us all. After Halloween's gone, what's next? Memorial Day? Independence Day? I'll be damned if I let that fat cherry-nosed son of a bitch change the red, white, and blue flag to silver and gold. Christians, you think God is behind this? Look around at you. We're slaves pulling around Santa's sleigh, carrying a bottomless bag filled to the brim with an undying thirst for hot cocoa, milk, and the blood of the innocent. God help us all again. That's right. Christ wasn't born on Christmas. I'll tell you what was, though. The one-way ticket to what? A one-way ticket to planet where Jack Frost isn't nipping at your toes, but he's nipping at your wife's neck, too. Global warming can't save us now. Santa, you think that was intentional? Santa, Satan, you bet your cherry red jingle bells it was. So wake up and smell the mistletoe before it's too late. Before long he's coming for your parents. Mother's Day, Father's Day, those weird family holidays the millennials made up in order to keep themselves feeling more important. Yeah, that's right. He's coming for your aunts and uncles, your cousins, your kids, your grandkids. It all starts here, November 1st. Thanks everybody for listening to Cosmic Concierge. You can follow us on Spotify and hopefully other streaming platforms pretty soon. You can follow us on Instagram. We don't post anymore. In fact, I don't have Instagram on my phone. So Cosmic Concierge official if you want to see old outdated posts and maybe an update every once in a while. Yeah. You can follow a person who made our podcast art, Cosmic Canvas, at Cosmic Canvas on Instagram. The guy who made our music, Zeb, Zebster on YouTube. I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
I know this wasn't the episode you were expecting.
But too fucking bad.
Yeah, fucking womp womp.
We had fun.
We had so much fun recording this, and I hope you did too.